So there was a bit of concern about which stitches to pick up when you're working the border of the Alpenglow shawl, and I just wanted to show you quickly on this itty-bitty little swatch how it actually functions. If you pick up the stitches based on the part of Shandy's video where she explains how to pick up stitches, not all by themselves, but basically when you're already in the middle of a project, that's where you want to start. And I will actually link that video with the timestamp of where she starts that part of the instructions in the description of this video, so you can go watch it there. So first I wanted to show you, when you cast on your stitches for the edge, you're basically casting them on at the very edge of, so like I said, this is a tiny little swatch, but this is basically the live stitch edge of your shawl right here. And you're basically coming to the end of the live stitches and then just casting on more stitches in a new color. So you're not binding off any of these stitches, and you're putting the new stitches for the edge on the needle just past the end of the edge stitches that you already have. So that's the first thing. And then once you have your stitches on, I'm just going to work and show you this first row. So this is the border row number 1. So I'm gonna have trouble getting into my first stitch. Knit 2. Oops. And then work a yarn over, knit 2 together 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to work 1 more yarn over, knit 2, and then the final stitch is a slip slip knit. And this is where you don't have to worry about, I don't know which stitch to pick up, because literally the stitch that you pick up is right here. You're doing a slip slip knit, you're slipping this first stitch. So slip the first stitch, actually slip my stitches knitwise. Slip the first stitch, you're slipping the second stitch, which mine is loose because it's the end, it's got the tail back here, so just tighten that down a little bit. Slip the second stitch, and then I'm knitting those two together. And that eats up that one stitch from that live edge. And so you're always going to be making a slip slip knit with the next stitch on the needle from the live edge of the stitches that you've already worked for the entire shawl. And when you turn your work, your first stitch on the wrong side of the border stitches is always going to be slipping that. So then the next time, so I'll work all the way back on my border, turn again, and when I get back on the next row, I'm going to be slipping this stitch with the next stitch, the next live stitch of my shawl edge. I hope that makes sense. So basically, for every 2 rows that you're working of the border stitches, you're eating up one of the live stitches that are still on your needle all the way across until you get to the end of the border, well, end of the border, but also you're getting to the end of the main shawl edge at the same time. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps.